it's just you want somebody that's going to have your back when it comes down under any circumstances. You want somebody that's going to have your best interest in heart and not the venues, not anybody else's.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Let's Talk Wedding Show. I'm your host, Rasis Batsuli, and on this show, I have two celebrities. They're going to tell you that, they're just regular people and all that great stuff, but I'm very familiar with their work. They do excellent work in the industry, and I've seen them do some spectacular things at weddings and events. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Elana Walker and Crystal Govan. Those, you know what I'm saying? And I told them we're gonna have fun today. These two are extremely funny. Personality is just awesome. So I'm beyond excited to be on here with the both of them. So let me tell you a little bit about them. Well, before I tell you a little bit about them, today we are gonna be talking about what everyone should know about wedding planners. This is gonna answer some of the questions that you have if you're about to plan a wedding, or if you're looking from the peripheral. If you know what you want to do, your boo is about to propose, you kind of see it in the picture. I really wanted them to kind of share their expertise on wedding planners and what you should know. So if you're choosing to hire a wedding planner, you choose right. And then when you choose right, you know what to expect from them, so you don't have these unhealthy expectations. Now, to kind of share with you about my guests here, first of all, I want to introduce Elana Walker, who is the owner and certified wedding and event planner for Elana Walker Events. Listen, she's been in the industry for 11 years and has a whole bunch of, her bio, we wouldn't have enough time for me to read it and where she's been. So I'm going to let her do that as well. I also have Crystal Govan. She is the owner of Fabulously Created Events. Both of these ladies are boss. You know what I'm saying? They do what they do in a great way. I'm going to let them share a little bit about them. But listen, this is going to be an awesome show. If no one else can tell you what to do concerning hiring the right wedding planner, expectations, these are the two. So we're going to start off with Crystal. Crystal, share with us a little bit about you and how you got started with event planning.
Yeah, I just want to let y'all know I won paper, rock, paper, scissors. Elana cheated, but I'll go first. So.
Krista actually cheated, but we're not gonna put her out there. Y'all know when you're playing rock, paper, scissors, and that person that waits for the other person to drop it. Yeah, that was Crystal. But we're down. We're gonna leave it alone.
So I'm Crystal Govan. I'm the woman boss of Fabulously Created Events. We are located here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but we do travel everywhere to do weddings, social events, corporate events. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you, Cease, for the invitation.
Nah, you are welcome. And as you see, Crystal's always doing it up. You see the logo, the pink logo peeking from the background. She had to do the head. So humble. But now, Elana, can you share a little bit about how you started and what you're doing, a little bit about your company?
Okay. I'm Elana Walker with Elana Walker Events. We have been in business for 11 years. I started my company because I worked for a dead end job and I needed some extra money. And 11 years later, here I am. I do events all over the US, globally. And and I specialize in elegant, classy, timeless weddings.
I'm dealing with the most humble people. If you were to go read her bio, she was very humble in what she just shared. Yeah, I've been around the world. But yeah. All right, well, let's hop into the show. Why should a couple even hire a planner?
So, first of all, I always tell people having a wedding planner is like having insurance. You don't go buy a car for 50 grand, 60, whatever, and you don't have insurance to cover that. So that's what we as wedding planners are. We're your insurance for that day. So some of the benefits of hiring a wedding planner, first of all, budget is key. One of the first things we do when when clients come aboard is we talk about budget. Budget is very, very important. So making sure your budget for your market aligns with your vision, because we all know that clients go to Pinterest and they see these big weddings and they bring that to us, but we have to make sure that we kind of scale it back, or just make sure that they know, um, put it in budget. What can they truly afford? Making sure that their budget is aligned to the market that they're getting married in. So
Mm.
that's one of the key benefits of hiring a wedding planner. Also, making wedding planners have a solid vendor community. Let me back up. An experienced wedding planner has
Right.
a
Right.
solid community of vendors. They know exactly who to go to. They know those people that are going to make sure your day is executed properly. So that's a big thing about hiring an experienced wedding planner.
Yeah. Alana, I want to kind of, this kind of leads me to my second question. And Crystal was sharing about making sure you hire an experienced wedding planner. So let's back up a little bit. What do planners do? Like, what is it that a couple should be expecting when they're saying, okay, I want to work for Elana? Like, what is it?
So, an experienced wedding planner is someone who is knowledgeable of all things wedding.
Right.
They may not be an expert in photography, an expert in cake baking, but they do know how to ask the appropriate questions of, is this buttercream or is this fondant? They
Okay.
do know how to ask, do you do photojournalistic or are you leaning more towards candid, or not
Okay.
candids, but more portraits? They need to be knowledgeable of all areas of planning a wedding in order to help guide the client in the different aspects of planning their wedding. Um, to me, a wedding planner is someone who will act as your representative, being an expert in all of these different things to help you through the process, helping you with the budget, helping you with making this process not feel so overwhelming, and knowing at day one you don't need to mail out your invitations.
Mm.
Creating a timeline so that they understand what needs to be done and when, and that important time period of when it needs to be done. They also are people that um, have great relationships, that when you can't get through to that caterer,
That's
I can.
that's major. Like, as far as like the so a lot of times when I'm talking to my planner friends, there's a distinct difference between our, I won't say commitment, but our connection to the client. For example, as a DJ, we typically come in closer to a month before, and then of course we have the night. But they may be connected to you all for the year, or I mean, if we're talking about COVID, we're talking what, 2 years for some. And I think the part that I really want to express that you didn't mention was the relationship. Some of your clients are venting to y'all. Some of your clients are going through their ups and downs, and you're an ear to talk to. The stuff that you're saving the day at the during the day. You're just the expertise that you all have to have when it comes to the communication and relationship with the client, and relationship with the vendors or the event partners, and all that great stuff. So, my hat really goes off to y'all, and I didn't even think about, Alana, that y'all supposed to know all that. As far as,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Actually, I mean, Alana saying that, Alana actually, we haven't even talked about this, but I did see your question the other day that you put out there on social media about photography. I mean, that's key. We have to do all the logistical parts of it. We don't need to know every, thing about what a vendor does, but anything that affects us from a timeline perspective, from a logistical perspective, we need to know that so we can ask those questions properly to a vendor before our clients actually hire them.
Mm, mm. Look, you see how serious her face
Okay.
just got when she said that?
So it gets real serious
Because
out
it's serious. You don't
No, it
understand the
does.
annoyance that comes with some of this stuff.
No, I'm
It
definitely.
goes back to what C said. We have one time. You can have a birthday party. You can have 50 of those, but
Yeah.
you can have one time to get a wedding right.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. So moving on to my next question, and both of y'all said it, and I'm just feeling the weight of the experience between the both of y'all in y'all answers. But you said it in experience, Elana. You stressed uh, experienced. Now, the day that we are in, there's a lot of nice photos on Instagram. There's a lot of pretty websites. You can go grab a theme, all that. But I'm gonna. What's the difference between a professional planner and an inexperienced planner? Like, how can someone know the difference?
Mm.
Is that? And I'm directing that to you, Alana. How do you? Maybe both of y'all can ask that, starting with Alana. Like, what are
It
some of the?
is. You know what it is? What it is confidence. I think a lot of times clients, they've come to me and they said, "Oh, I've met with so and so and so and so," but they didn't act like they knew what they were doing when we asked them different questions,
Okay.
or they didn't seem to have the answer. And I think there's confidence that comes with years of experience and tons of weddings that you do. I think, I, and there's people that can fake the confidence as well. I mean, confidence. I'm gonna say confidence.
Yeah. See, that's what
I'm gonna
I'm
say
saying. How do you? I'll let Crystal answer. Then I'll just kind of chime in on how do you know?
I mean, I think it's the same thing as confidence, but I think what clients don't do a lot is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking for a referral too.
Mm, mm,
We do that in consultations. At the end, I will say, not only can you call my past clients, call my vendors,
okay.
do that, and they will politely tell you their experience
Yeah.
that they had with me. So, I think that's a key thing. Don't just hire somebody. Please, 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 don't hire somebody based on their Instagram, because
Mm.
that could be smoke and mirrors, like you were.
please don't hire somebody based on their Instagram
Well, here's the
because you don't.
it might not even be their work.
It may not be their work. They could have came in as day of coordinator and you had this fabulous florist that they hired that they felt was a higher priority that came and did this magnificent design, and they're just in there making sure everybody gets down the aisle and the vendors show up on time and so on and so forth. um, but then that also goes back to hiring a planner for what you need them for, because sometimes planners design, sometimes they don't.
Mm.
So you have to dig deep into the questions, but you can't hire off of pretty pictures alone, because that wedding could have also been a train wreck
Yeah.
the day of.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we got.
That's another key thing. I think I'm going off script from your
Nah.
question,
Go
but
ahead.
back to the benefits part of hiring a wedding planner is an experienced wedding planner will know how to put out a fire without the client even
Yep.
knowing.
Oh yeah.
So we don't involve
Yeah.
clients, because here's the key thing: is something going to happen at your wedding? Yep, it's going to happen. No matter how hard we plan this thing down to the every little detail, it means something will happen. But an experienced wedding planner will know how to handle it, and handle it without the client even knowing. I might tell you years later over a glass of wine, but you'll never know on your wedding day.
She's right about that. So tell me services that wedding planners offer. Okay, and just well, not even services really. What's the difference? So from what I've heard, you have full planning, you have partial planning, and y'all can correct me on this. I hear month of, I hear day of. Can y'all bring some clarity to that so they appropriate it correctly?
I think the different offer different things. Different planners call their services different things. I would think that if the planner is stepping in, let's say a month, couple of months prior to the wedding, and you've established all of your vendors, they're stepping in to help to coordinate or produce that wedding. And a lot of times that's a common term for day of coordinator or month of coordinator. um, never hire anybody just for the day of. Never hire,
Okay.
never hire or trust anybody that says, I will show up day of, and not have any other interactions with you prior to that. um,
Why?
because a day of coordinator doesn't know you. They don't know the details of your wedding. um it's more, being there the day of is more than just getting you down the aisle.
Mm.
It's acting on your behalf
Mhm.
without having to ask you.
Mhm.
It's it's putting, like, Crystal said, putting out fires in a way that they know, or that that they would want, how they would want you to handle it.
Yeah.
It's, you have to get to know this person. You have to kind of dig your nails into the details of their wedding, communicate with the vendors, and organize everything in order to get to the day of, to even coordinate everything. Okay, you can't show up day of and think that you know what time the photographer's supposed to arrive.
Mm.
You're supposed to tell them that.
Mhm.
There's partial planning, and partial planning has so many different definitions, honestly.
It sure does.
I don't offer partial planning.
Yeah.
It could be, we'll refer a certain number of vendors. It could be stepping in at a certain, amount of time prior to the wedding. But full planning is where the planner takes complete, stake in planning your whole wedding. But Rasis, to be honest with you, every planner offers something different. This is why you have to this is why you can't just hire somebody just off GP from Instagram. You have to get to know what they offer, compare it to what maybe some other people offer, so that way you can know if they're truly fitting your needs.
Well, let's go. ABC, NBC, dropping.
I told you to been with Diane Sawyer just a minute.
The two biggest, as far as when I'm looking confusion, is partial and full, and the whole topic, which we will not, I know it's gonna may spark something in y'all, but the whole topic of the venue coordinator versus the wedding planner. But we won't get into that topic. But yeah.
I think we should talk for a second. Why not? Important.
Well, let's go there then.
So the difference between a venue coordinator and a wedding planner is that venue coordinator, it has the venue at the top of their interests, whereas your wedding planner cares more about you. You're his or her main interest. If ever it came down to it, and the venue coordinator had to choose between you or the venue, that coordinator is choosing the venue, not you. The That's why there's a benefit in hiring a planner and not just going with a venue coordinator. Truth be told, there are venues out here that would much rather prefer you just use their coordinator, and that's perfectly fine. If that's what they want to do, I'll be more than happy not to bring any of my clients there. However,
A billion
I mean,
clients.
it has to it has to be a mutual thing. But it's just, you want somebody that's going to have your back when it comes down under any circumstances. You want somebody that's going to have your best interest in heart, and not the venues, not anybody else's. And that, to me, is the main difference between a venue coordinator and a wedding planner. Not to mention, I think that a venue coordinator will try to convince you that this planning process is a lot more simple than what it really is. Oh, we'll just refer, these are our preferred vendors, choose from them. Boom, we're helping you planning your wedding. But no, your planner is going to vet through photographers, vet through videographers, DJs, so on and so forth, and connect you with the people that fit you the best, not with who we like working out of the venue the best, or like working with the best.
Yeah.
So there's so many different benefits that is focused directly on you as an individual, you as a couple, which makes going with a wedding planner versus a venue coordinator the best option.
Yeah. Wow. I need to have. So we're gonna have a show in the future. I'm gonna try to get a venue coordinator on here with the planner to really
Let's
kind
do
of
it.
to hear their perspective
Virtual battle.
on that, because I've worked with some. Listen, that doesn't mean that the venue coordinator doesn't care or they don't do a good job. So let me
Right,
just put that out there.
right.
But I will say the deepness and the intensity of how vetted that they are, even when we're watching from vendors, you already know. Like, if you're a vendor working in the industry, you kind of notice a difference Even down with being with the bride at the hotel like earlier that day and stuff like that. Like just there is a difference. But if you're a venue coordinator watching this and you would love to hop on and just kind of share. We're not talking about all venue
Right.
coordinators.
We are not
Some
about
of
all
them do
things.
care, but there is. I I've seen there is a difference. There is a difference. Any more that y'all want to share? That's
Yeah,
probably talking about.
I don't. I wouldn't say care is the right word.
Okay.
I would say priority is the right word.
Priority. Okay.
It's not there. It may the client may not be their number one priority. You're not gonna. The client isn't gonna call them and talk about, oh my gosh, my mother is driving me insane. Can
Right.
you step in? They're not gonna handle that
Right.
where we are.
Yeah.
So it's a personal thing.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. It's personal.
Yeah. That is good. So but sometimes priorities don't come out in those instances until pressure hit. That's where your true allegiance comes out.
That's
Somebody, I don't know, somebody breaks something or something. I mean, I don't know. But now you brought
or
you. Oh, go ahead, Alana.
or the venue has booked 100 weddings, for that year, and he or she is the planner for all of them. You're gonna
Mm,
get a kind of different,
yeah.
feel and a different level of attention than if you do a planner who directly works with, I don't know, maybe 20, 30, per year, something like that.
Yeah.
It's about how can that venue coordinator even have enough time to truly give you the attention that you need.
Mm. Let me ask y'all this, and I'll close with this question here. And this is kind of off the script a little bit. Do you feel like there are clients out there that don't need a wedding planner? Like you'll tell them, like, you know what, you
Yeah.
need to, do your own thing. What is it like?
Oh, I'm good for saying you need to just go to the justice of the peace. I'm good because everybody does not need a wedding. Everybody does not need a wedding
She said
planner.
it, didn't she? She said, "Oh, let me hit the horn on that." She said it.
What am I gonna? I mean, what we gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me clear this clear. There is nothing wrong with going to the justice of the
No,
peace
ain't
because
nothing
at
wrong. It's not
the
wrong.
end of the
Nope.
day, guess what? You still gonna be married just like the other person that spent
Yeah.
all that money. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
No, but
So,
what?
but
Yeah.
not being I think one of the key things about also being an experienced wedding planner is being transparent and honest with
Yes.
clients that come in your office and
Yes.
telling them, no, you don't need, you could do this on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is that? Well, Ilana, what you think? Because
I mean, if your budget is at a certain level,
okay.
I don't think that you need a planner. I mean, how can you even afford a planner if you know what I'm saying? I mean, I love the idea of having someone to step in no matter what the scale of the wedding is, but if it's just not, if y'all going down to the church and go to the fellowship hall and eat some wings and some meatballs afterwards, then I think it's all right. You can get down the aisle, it's fine.
You are so.
But I mean, I'm just saying, I think it comes
There's
down.
nothing wrong with that though.
There's nothing
Nothing
wong
wrong
with
with that.
it.
There's
There's
nothing
nothing
wrong
wrong
with
with
Nothing
that.
wrong with
the
that.
to the piece. There's nothing wrong with any of that. I think that and also if you feel like you've got a rally of people around you that are planners, go ahead and use them. It's okay.
Be careful with that though.
See,
No,
but
no,
that's what.
don't ask me to jump into that mix though.
That's
I don't
funny.
want to jump in the mix as a professional planner with your auntie and your mama and your sister who are
Ugh.
self-proclaimed planners.
Uh,
No, go
She
ahead.
said
Y'all got
self-refined. No, but that's now I'm gonna kind of stick up for the couples a little bit. So you got in our industry, there's a hey hire a planner, but then I
Yes.
can't afford a planner. So what do they do?
They should seek consulting on
Okay,
how to pull together a wedding based on their means, and that's it.
okay,
Yeah. And they may
Like
be able to they may be able to do an event coordinator just for the day. They may not need a full-fledged wedding planner. They may be able to do
right.
event management with someone.
okay,
Or or they may go with a planner who is not as experienced, who really
True.
needs to cut their teeth. That's probably
okay.
what the big thing really is, because I don't want to not promote the use of wedding planners no
Okay.
matter what the budget is. It's just a matter of, y'all may not be able to afford Crystal, okay? You may have to go with someone else, that is less experienced, least experienced, and that needs the experience, that will do some of the legwork for you to help pull your wedding together.
And they could probably do a good job. But go ahead,
That's
Chris.
key. That's key. And I will say this one thing I'll do, no matter, just because we only accept budgets at a certain amount, I don't really let people know that, because I always want to refer new planners out. So if you
Yep.
come to me, you just might not can't afford our services. I mentor 10 other girls or 10 other guys that are looking for somebody to build their portfolio. So I can say, okay, I can't do this, but here are these people that can help you.
That's right.
That's good. I'm really glad y'all answered that, because I always felt like, you know, you have your those that really want to hire, you know. Um, I've told some people like, hey, you need to get a wedding planner. We really want to work with such and such. Okay, cool. What's your budget? This. Okay, that's not gonna work. Um, but I don't know what to tell them. But I'm glad that y'all was able to give them some direction.
Yeah,
There's somebody
I do
out
too.
there for everybody.
For everybody. Okay, correct. So you can do it. So we got that scale. I'm gonna ask this. What about the person that does have the budget, but they do have some trust issues? They would like to be in control of how everything is going. Would you tell them that they need a planner, or a certain type of planner, or like what is that?
So you have to answer this question, because I'm
So
I'm I'm a little jaded
so
right
both of
now.
y'all set up. Both of y'all. So both of y'all gonna set up, huh? Okay,
So
I got you.
one of the things I've learned from experience, just growing through this business, is I'll ask in a consultation. I'll ask the client, "Tell me about your personality. Are you a Type A person? Do you have a Type A personality?" And if they like to be in control of everything, I might not be the right fit for them. There might be another planner that likes Type A personalities. I just off the bat know that's not me. Because I like my client. If you're going to hire me, trust me to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and it's going to be good. So that's just something I've learned to ask. And a lot of times if they say, yeah, I like to be in control, I need to be there for everything, I need to be this and I need to be that, I will say I'm probably not the right fit for you, because I know I don't want to be stressed. I want to continue to enjoy what I do. I don't want, when you call me, when I see your name on my phone, to be going, oh my God, here they go again. So I've just learned to say I'm not the right fit, but here we go. I can refer you over to this person.
Yeah, Ilana, is that how you feel too?
That's a whole lesson that younger planner needs to learn, is when to say no.
Don't say no. Yeah, you're
No,
right.
I do agree with Crystal. There may be planners out there that you know this is tricky, honestly, Rasis, because you it could be a situation where they just need a little bit of time to know that you are good and on top of things, and then they can release.
Hmm.
Then there are people that just will never let go. And in the end, you've adapted to how, they've shown you that they want the planning process to go. And then in the end, they're like, oh no, she ain't really do anything to help me like that. And you like,
What?
but you wouldn't give me a second to do it.
Yeah.
um my biggest thing, like with Crystal as well, is pre-screening and pre-vetting the clients, and really understanding what this person needs.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just they don't need a full planner. Maybe they need some type of hybrid of somebody that is going to help them plan it themselves, and then there's someone that's there on the day of. I think that this is where it comes in, that not all planners are created equal, and
That's
you
good.
have to get with the right fit. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like us planners can kind of be looked at as labels at times. Like, oh yeah, I had Crystal to plan my wedding. I want Crystal to
Mhm.
plan my wedding. And because that carries weight,
It does.
to say that, Crystal has planned, my wedding, but you may not be that good fit. So I think people need to be honest with themselves when hiring a planner. what they really need. And again, I think that that comes, when you connect with an experienced planner and they can talk to you and go through the motions of in that consultation and say, okay, honestly, it doesn't sound like you need a full planner. It sounds like
Mhm.
you're really heavily into this. And let me create a package that would be for you. I can send you referrals and you can vet them. I can even send you some questions. You know what I mean? I can
Yeah.
structure this process for you, but giving them something to do to make them feel like they've got control over it. If there could be that method right there could be okay for a planner. It ain't okay with me, but
Mhm.
it could be okay for somebody.
Mm. Yeah, we just gonna we just like this was so good. This was so
It's
good.
the more
This I appreciate y'all. Like this is the stuff that you just not gonna read on a blog or a website. Like it's just not because everybody's information is kind of generic. And if you didn't hear nothing else in these last few minutes, is that when you're sitting down having a consultation with these planners, be honest. Like don't try to hide, because you're so excited to work with Elana or Crystal or any other planner that you're just kind of you're not being real with who you are. And then your bridezilla comes out and they're like, "Whoa, what happened?" Or whatever. Just be sit down and do a consult to see if they're a fit. Like they're looking to see if you're a fit, and vice versa. And that planner that you've been excited about may not be a fit for you, may not be a fit for you
true.
financially, but they could guide you
True.
in the right direction. So there's nothing. You heard it here on the show first that if you cannot get a planner due to certain circumstances, it's not terrible. There are options or things that you can do or people you can talk to that can help guide you so you can still have that wedding day that doesn't just look like the DJ's the planner. Because I didn't even know that planners offer consulting services to kind of help guide. I would thought some planners would get offended like, y'all, you didn't hire me, so I'm not about to. But I didn't know y'all do that as well.
No,
Absolutely.
we're in a different day.
That is awesome.
Weddings are of abundance at this point.
Oh yeah.
And I think that we have definitely learned that what's for us is for us and what's not for us is not for us.
Right.
And whether somebody comes and meets with me and turns around and hires Crystal, I'm happy for Crystal because that person wasn't for me and maybe that's a great fit for Crystal.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Mhm.
There's enough business out here for all of us. And if they just need coordination, or if they got coordination from me and they didn't like my vibe but they like somebody else's vibe, then that's best too.
Yeah. So, Crystal, if you can share how a couple can find you, same with you, Elana. If you can share where couples can find you, website, a little bit about your company, all that great stuff. Starting with Crystal.
Yeah, so we can be found at www.wearefabcreated.com. For our website, you go to our contact page and fill out the info, and you'll come directly to us. On our website is also our email address if you want to email us directly. On social media, on Instagram is probably the best way if you want to do social media, and we are at Fab Created Events on Instagram.
All right. Let's go.
So you can find me at www.elanawalker.com. My name is right here. No, right
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Um, and the our most favorite weddings are weddings that we do in locations that we've never been before.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter where you're getting married, whether it is Alaska or Paris or a little bitty town in Mexico. We will be there and we will put our elegant, timeless spin on it.
Yes. Well, I'm definitely glad to have you both on the show. This show was fantastic. I mean, just a wealth of knowledge. Now, I dare you to go find this information about, I almost said the website, but I'm not. I dare you to go find this information online with true genuineness of some of the stuff that they share with you and some things that you can learn. All right. So please reach out to both of these queens to just grab some information. Or if you've already been looking and you didn't know who to choose, and hey, listen, these two are fantastic. But y'all have a great one. Thank you so much for not watching another episode of Let's Talk Weddings. Until the next time.